Peace and high frequencies, everybody. Black Fit Witch. I have now stepped into the infinite portal of infinitude, of infinite possibilities. I have stepped into it fully on the 28th of June. In the afternoon, won't give you all my time. But I turned 44 on the 28th of June. And so it wasn't last week, but the week before. So it's been a couple of weeks now. And I know I haven't done a video in quite some time. I really haven't had anything to share. And you all know I don't share unless I've been given messages. I did share a message in the community tab on the other day. I think it was this weekend that I shared. But yeah, I've just been growing in this space and growing in this energy. I would say a lot of things that's going on for everybody. Of course, it's always different because all of our missions are different. Our essence is different. Where we originate from could be different for a lot of us. And so I don't speak in absolutes, but those, like I said, who resonate with different things that I share and different things that I say, then we have a connection from another star system as well. One of the things that I grew into in this infinitude energy of possibilities, of infinite possibilities, and I've spoke about that infinitude of possibilities before. This is the first time I've brought that topic up that's come to me as I speak, is the emotional energy. A lot of things have been around emotions, managing emotions, properly managing emotions that's best fitting for you and those around you. Reflections of yourself in spaces within your consciousness that, or subconscious energy that hasn't been healed. Working with source and force energy beyond the ego thought process to really become more in alignment with what the needs of the emotions are for, and how to properly navigate those feelings and why those feelings are even brought up in the first place. All right, is of course for us to deal with it, to understand it, to manage it, and grow. All right, it's been a growth process with emotions, from romantic relationships, for me, of seeing things that may have been triggering and bringing them to the surface to have a discussion with my significant other, so it can work through for me. Because like we shared, you know, I work in a lot of emotions. I'm a water sign, so I'm a very emotional being. However, for most men don't operate in emotions, and they're more logical and solutions based. So it can be challenging for them to understand the deep emotions and the sensitivity of a water sign such as myself. So both of us learning those different dynamics that we hold, and why we hold those spaces, you know, for both of us to grow in those different areas, and to be various reflections of something that we may have suppressed in order for both of us to grow in either sensitivity and emotions and feelings, or whether it's for me of understanding solutions based and being more logical. So that has been a growth for me in this little first 2-week snippet of the infinitude of possibilities in this infinite realm of 2024 plus 44, being this 8 energy that I'm encompassing right now and growing into. Another thing that I've seen during this growth spurt of energy is being rewarded, knowing that no good deed goes unnoticed, even in the cosmos, even with source energy, knowing that, you doing, working in your missions, working in your purpose, comes right back to you full circle. Even the work that I do in my position at work has been elevated and being noticed. And I've been able to really put in some initiatives in various schools in the city, of things that I've always wanted to do, but on a larger scale. So for those of us who may not be really working in the capacity in which we're supposed to be, and bringing forth those gifts and working in those gifts and working in that energy, this is the time now for us to move into those spaces, or we will be an energetic we won't be an energetic match. We'll be an energetic repellent for that actual position, that actual job. And next thing you know, we will repel right on out to where we're supposed to be. And I saw this with someone that I hired for a position that I knew she was not a good fit for. However, I needed to fill that position. I needed that position I needed somebody to get into the work. So what I did was compromised my higher mindset for somebody else's word, and my higher mindset came out on top because she resigned and she said this is not a good fit for me, and I knew she wasn't a good fit from the beginning. So I was like, I knew she wasn't gonna last, and so we have to be discerning for ourselves, also for others. If we're in that type of position where we're working with others, or we're bringing other people in for our own businesses or our own career paths or our own job, being able to have that foresight and continue to move on that foresight and do those things that are given to us to do in order to elevate, because not only will it elevate that person, it's going to elevate you, and it's going to elevate the mission. So we have to stay in alignment with what is given to us. When we know, hey, I'm working this job for a check, I probably worked this job for a check for about a month, giving you this scenario, and then you may say, hey, and then I'm out of here. Do that. You may need to feed your children, your family, keep a place, a roof over your head, pay your car note, I don't know, whatever it is. Do that, but stick to the overall mission, okay? If you know it's not the fit in a relationship, stick to the overall mission. Be like, okay, I'm not going to serve my ego. I'm not going to serve my lower self in order just for me to feel some type of egotistical fulfillment. I know this is not the right space for me. Let me release this energy so I can bring in something of a higher substance that'll serve me and that individual, so we can gravitate toward a higher purpose. So not only are we we're getting spiritual promotions as well as we level up within this 2024 8 infinitude energy. For me, it's 8-8 because I've turned 44, but I'm also in the year of 2024, where it's the 8 energy. And every year thereafter, it'll be like that. When I turn 45, it'll be a 9, and it'll be 2025. So it'll be a 9 energy. So every year thereafter ongoing, my age is always going to match the year. And so each year comes with its different levels of promotion within the spirit realm. And so I am working with that energy of this, like I would say, this growth spurt that's going on. But I wanted to go into the dream that I had last night. That was the main reason why I decided to cut on this iPad and share. Is because this has been on my mind. Don't really have figured out all the pieces to the puzzle on what it may be. And as I talk and recall the dream during this video, I'm asking source force energy to bring in what the give me the words, Give me the understanding. Give me the wisdom to even understand the meaning of the symbolism of this visual aid that was received in the dream. So, within the dream last night, the major piece snippet that I'm pulling out of it was the part where there were these small balls that were in my arm, and they were moving around, right? So it started off with one, and I could feel it just moving around, like right underneath my skin. And I was like, what is this? And I could see it was just a small little ball. And then I saw two, another small little ball. And then I showed somebody else, don't remember who that other person was in the dream. I showed them these small little balls in my arm that was just going through right on top of my skin. And it was underneath my skin, actually, right underneath here. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? And then he said, we got to get it out of you. So I remember him slit my wrist here, but not deep enough where it would slit my vein, but just enough to open it up. And I saw blood and pus start to come out. And then I saw those two balls. They were really, really tiny, smaller than a dime. Really, really small, almost like a bead. Just roll out of my arm, and they both came out. And I got it out of me. And I was like, wow, what was that? Now, the first thing that comes to me, of course, when I had the dream, is always ingesting what we are eating. What we are taking in, we become a compilation of. And sometimes the food that we eating, that we order, and I've been guilty of it too, because yesterday I did have a vegetarian chimichanga, and I'm just like, it had to be something that was going on with that food in order for me to have a dream about something being in it. And I had to go to the astral realm in order to release that out of my system. I have a very sensitive stomach in this realm. I'm sensitive to alcohol. I'm sensitive to various foods, various scents. I've always been like this. I've seen a gastroenterologist when I was about 8-9 years old. So me transitioning to the lifestyle, the way that I eat, is nothing new for me. But for other people, it may be a fad. It may be something fun to do. But I've had to do this in order for me to be better, in order for me to feel good, in order for me to just be able to have a life without being sick all the time. I've had to go through various stages of cleansing and cleaning up my diet, that being one of them, transitioning over to vegan initially, the plant-based and vegetarian. And I hate even to put boxes on anything, because I'm not a box person, to put labels or titles on anything. But for those who need to understand, I just don't eat meat products. I don't eat fish. I don't eat chicken, pork. Never had pork in my life. Beef, turkey, no meat at all. I may order some things that have cheese. I don't buy cheese in the house or milk, but if I'm out, I may have ice cream. I may have cake. I may have these various things, but I just don't buy it at home. So that's why I say I can't box myself. I pretty much say vegetarian, and I do honey as well. But in the dream, those balls, and I was like, what came to me during the dream, before I came out of the dream space, was spider. All right, that spider trickster energy. But it's also a storytelling energy as well. So I don't know, and initially, when I first had the dream, why I had that dream, but like I just shared about the food and the spiders, it was something that did not need to be within me, that was needing to either be released like an egg into my system and sprout more, right? And sometimes that can be parasites that we don't know about. And it was 2 of them, so it came in a pair. So it needed to be let out through something that I ate or drank, not sure. And that's why I go through series of cleansing. So it had to be released out. And when he cut my wrist and released it out, they fell out. And then my first mind, like I said before, went to spider. And this was during the dream, not afterwards. It was during the dream. And I was kind of like, why is a spider trying to take over my body? Why was the spider eggs, in my body? And so just thinking about the trickster energy. So going back to the trickster energy is things that's going to happen. And I've had some things happen to me already this week that is going to try to appear one way, but it's actually something else. All right. And yeah, Black Crow. It's certain things that are going to try to appear one way, but it's actually something else. Go with your mind. Go with your first mind. Go with your intuitive nature. Go with your discernment. And what I mean by that, let me give a scenario or an example. Let's just say something may appear devastating. All right. Something may appear bad, whereas it may be rumors that you're going to lose your job at work, or you're going to lose your car, that somebody coming to repo your vehicle or take your car, who knows? I'm just giving these scenarios. And so you may get a letter, you may get an email, you may get a phone call. And so initially, like I was sharing earlier, is the emotional part will rev up. You'll feel the adrenaline rush. You'll feel your blood flowing. You feel yourself kind of getting lightheaded, especially our more sensitive water signs and people. We'll feel that. And then it'll be like, okay, what am I supposed to do? What am I, oh my God, I can't lose my car. I got to get the kids to school, or I got to get to work, or whatever the case may be. But then allow source energy to step in, allow the force to guide you, knowing that everything always works out. Nothing always is what it seems, right? Okay, so it may seem detrimental, it may seem bad initially, but then once you actually call that person or make a phone call and say, hey, no, we didn't mean that, or I'm sorry, we made a mistake. That wasn't meant for you. That was actually meant for somebody else with the same name or same initials, and it got sent over to you by mistake, right? So those things can happen. Allowing yourself to manage your emotions. All right. That was something that I spoke with my group today about, managing your emotions. I don't know what this little lock doing, but managing your emotions. So things are not as they seem. So it may come off like it's bad initially, like it's going to be the whole world is going to end. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in that. Of course, you're in flesh, so the initial thing is to kind of, it may give you a little flutter, but then come back down and know everything always works out. For me, like, no, this ain't what it is, okay? Before I go, I wanted to leave you out with this mudra that has been given to me like all week. And these fingers, the ring fingers, are across each other. The pinkies touch and the pointers touch, but then the middle fingers come down and the thumbs touch and the heart as well, okay? So this has been a mudra, right, that I have been doing throughout the week. Let me see. Yeah, it's been like this and then that. So you're wherever is comfortable for your, I let my ring fingers rest on top of each other like this, my pointers together, my thumbs together, my middle fingers are on top of my thumbs, and then my pinkies are, so I look at the pinkies and the pointers at the bridge, like London Bridge, and then the crossway as the ring, and then like this heart connection down below with the thumbs and the middle finger. So that has been the mudra that has come to me. Don't know what it means, first of all. I was laying in the bed and my hands just go into all of these different like signs, and then once it matches, it's like, oh, that's it. This is where my fingers feel comfortable. And this is the energy that I need to call in. So because it makes a heart dip down, that's one thing about love and connection. right? So the bridge and the walkway, and then the heart. So the love connection for self, the love connection for others, managing our emotions, giving yourself love within this space of you not being so emotional. You know, we just went through a Cancer moon, so new moon. So yes, the energies, and we still in Cancer season. So of course, we're going to be in this water energy of emotion. So I wanted to share that with you all. And as always, I leave you in peace and high frequency.